adventures in Lollygagging. We're back tonight. We're playing more Legendinthemist. We're continuing our Songs of Autumn campaign. But first, we have to check in with Long. Long, what is the nastiest smell you have ever smelled in your life? Nastiest smell. Like, just like, oh.
Nastiest. It has to be something related to like the dumpster, because that's just where all trash collects. It builds up. That'll hit you.
Do you ever go to like the dumps and everything? You ever to go and like drop something off on a landfill or whatever?
I don't think I've ever been, actually.
Take what you're thinking and just make it expansive and all encompassing.
I just want to track this conversation really fast. Hey, Long, what's the raunchiest, nasty thing you ever smell? Oh, it must be something like by the dumpster. Hey, you ever been to a landfill? No.
Just like a dumpster.
Oh, okay. So just a dumpster. Yeah. Got it. Okay.
So not that bad.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, but that's his worst. That's his worst, and we don't gatekeep who's got the worst. That's his worst, and that's okay.
I think a little gatekeeping's okay, right?
I think the person that spends
I can tell you mine.
Time talking to Denvar might get judged a little. Yeah. Yes, go for it.
Kiss are so mad at you. What? You just turn the whole party in, everything you try to hide. Melissa, what is the raunchiest, nastiest thing you've ever smelled?
I have been in places of residence that had multiple felines that were not even remotely well cared for. And the like ammonia smell of that is sticks with you, gets in your clothes.
Yeah.
Gets in your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's bad.
Yeah. Jeremy, what do you got? Nastiest.
The one that really stuck with me the worst was helping out my mom when she's doing a run as a vet. And there's this really sick horse that had this massive old cyst that got cut open, and it just was horrible. It stuck with me for a long time.
Ugh. What about you, Kipser? Anything in the HVAC world that comes to mind?
So this is going to be like one dumpster, 3 animal stories. So Max has got some Shih Tzu in him, which means his anal glands need to get expressed every now and again. And my God,
I mean, whose doesn't?
Is that is something you and Melissa like to do every now and again?
Hey, don't you like the party? Keep going.
You want to commit to this bit? You want to keep going?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I've said dumber things on stream. Don't worry.
So is this a DIY?
No. I take him to the vet. I refuse to learn how to do that. I refuse to do it. And then I will take him from the vet to the groomers. But there's that time in between.
Yeah, that's
in which,
gross.
Yes, we'll get a little bit left.
I lost a lot of respect for my mom watching her do it.
There's no way I'm doing it. I can't. It smells so bad.
Oh, goodness.
I'm not sticking a finger up my nose.
If we still have anyone watching, anal
glands.
Thank you. Anal glands.
Ain't they grand?
Express them.
Well, you started on worst smells you've ever smelled. So.
That's true. That's because of what we were talking about beforehand. Long. I like to throw it to Long sometimes just to kind of get them off kilter.
Speaking of anal glands, I have smelled sea otter anal glands, but that's not even the worst thing I've smelled. So.
Go on, tell us more.
Go on.
They're putting up in a museum, so they lift a little cover and you're able to like know what they smell like for some reason in an exhibit.
Interesting.
Yeah,
like sea otters. You said. Okay.
Oh, this thing that's very cute.
Steven,
and then
Steven has a bunch of sea otters near him. We should ask him to double check you to see if just grab one out of the water and just check.
Sure, I'm sure he'll do that for us. Absolutely,
he will. Absolutely.
He will not understand the DMs that he's going to be getting this evening. Like, what?
Everyone likes to go into like the episode chat and try to figure out what the episode was about based upon gifts. So all we have to do is put a bunch of otters and anal glands, and he'll put 2 and 2 together.
And if you haven't joined, I'm going to drop the Discord link in the chat.
Yeah. So anyway, if now there are anyone that's still watching, let's go ahead and jump into our summary, and then we will get started. Last time around, the party got split. So Morgan, you were going to take some Twilight Choir acolytes to the sea caves. They were very interested in them. You first asked Tovis to deliver a message to Snaggletooth to let him know where you were going. And then you got in the boat with these 2 acolytes, and you You took it over towards the caves. You noticed that the water levels were kind of odd. They were a little higher and choppier than normal, and one of the waves knocked one of the acolytes out, Nesta, out of the boat. You dove in to help her, but then while you were in the boat with Nesta, the entire boat got thrown up into the air and crashed by some kind of sea creature. You and Nesta made it to the rocks, but then you went back to try to save Malin, the other acolyte, and that's when you got bit by this large creature that looks vaguely like a large crocodile. And while this was happening, Snaggletooth, you had received message from Tovis, and then you took it upon yourself to head out and try to save Morgan. I think before doing that, you had asked your mom to leave. You said, "Mom, please leave," and then you asked her to do something, but mostly it was, "Mom, please leave."
That's one way of remembering
We all
it.
heard that. I mean, was that not untrue? Did you not ask your mother to leave?
Okay.
Okay.
You gave her a very important job to do that
Yeah, you did.
as a side effect also included leaving your
Mhm.
land.
Mm-hmm. So you appeared in the water as you had your own little raft that you had made, and you tried to help Morgan, who was thrashing around, and you did this the only way you know how, which was to leap on the back of this creature and bite it in the ass, which in fact worked, and it got Morgan away, but it did, however, end up with the two of you and both of the acolytes, one of whom might be alive, might not be, stranded on some rocks near those sea caves, with one boat destroyed and one boat just drifting away to the point where you can't see it any longer. Back in Isvig, in the village, Kik, you've been working on weapons. You finished your short sword for yourself. You started doing a dagger for Lloyd, who came over to give you a hand. And at one point, the two of you noticed that the Blessed Singer, that big golem-like creature, had perched itself on top of the town hall's roof, your civic center, and it was essentially just kind of like looking out over the entirety of the village. Whether or not it saw you working on weapons, you don't know. And you all were kind of starting to make preparations to leave the town to go meet Poe. Lloyd, you visited the general store. The owner there scolded you for not being better to your uncle, because you were going shopping during the middle of the day to leave the town once more rather than help your uncle whose leg is broke because you broke it or something. I don't know. And then outside the square, you bumped into Orin Denvar, the leader of this choir, this Twilight choir, and he was asking you questions. You were revealing stuff. Kik was like, "Stop being an idiot and revealing stuff," and you were like, "No." And you revealed stuff, and that was that. And the most important thing I would say, that the big new thing is that you told them about Tor Hollow and like what went down in Tor Hollow, which seemed to be news to him. Like that was something they hadn't heard of yet, because you guys had kind of kept that a little bit close to the chest and hadn't really told many people about that yet. So word hadn't really gotten around, but now it has.
Lloyd is so helpful
So I think
to everyone but his uncle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think, Kik, you're like halfway done with the dagger. I think you have like one more leg, possibly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Let's pick up over by the river. And by the sea caves, where we see both Morgan and Snaggletooth. We see Nesta, who is one of the two acolytes. She is standing, and then you have this other one, Malin. He's the one that you like effectively just pulled out of the water. His face was down in the water for quite some time. What are the two of you doing? What do you think?
We've got to try to save him.
Was he bit, or was he waterlogged for too long?
I think that the latter. We've got to see what we can do. And Morgan is a coastal dweller, so I imagine she knows what to do with someone who's may have drowned a little bit.
Yeah, why don't you put together a little pool to deliver some kind of first aid, whatever you think it would be, whatever you think makes sense. Coastal dweller definitely makes sense, because you would probably know what it's like to see someone getting kind of dragged down by the water.
Outside of that, Snaggle, can you give me a hand?
Yeah, of course. I'm always ready to help someone in need.
Yeah, that'd be the tag.
When you roll him over, Malin, to look at him, you can tell that it doesn't look like he was bit, but he is bleeding, whether it's from like the shards of the boat just being obliterated by this creature, or just him being slashed around in the water and maybe hitting the rocks. You're not sure. He's got some blood. He's got some contusions. His face is turning blue. You can tell he's probably not breathing. So, yeah. Go ahead, give it a roll.
All right. So I've got my Coastal Dweller and Snaggletooth's help those in need.
Okay.
8.
8. Okay. 8 is a success, mixed hit, so you're going to succeed with some consequence. So what I'll say is, as you lean down to do the equivalent of CPR of some kind, pressing on his chest, kind of clearing his airway, and eventually you get him you kind of push him over and to get him to spit out the water. And he's and like a little bit of blood, a little bit of water, a little bit of gook just comes out of his mouth, and he starts breathing again. But you hear Nesta standing over top of you saying, "What is that?" And Snaggletooth, when you look up to see what she's looking at, she is pointing at the brand that is on Morgan's neck, shoulder area that you all had been hiding. And so you could tell she's quite alerted to it. You have the mark of the Unmaker? She reaches out and almost puts her fingers on your skin, but then she pulls her hand back so as not to touch them.
Is that something to be worried about? Is she gonna be okay?
I must let Father Denvar know. He is wise in all things. I will be honest with you, this is not a sign that one normally wears on themselves. Only the cruelest and most foul. I've seen that you were willing to help us, but at the same time, why would you mark yourself so?
Is it possible for somebody to get marked outside their own choice, maybe?
Someone forced this on you? Who did this? Was it that missing priest, the Poe? Was it him? Did he do this to you?
And Morgan's been focused on this early CPR type stuff, so she's kind of bending over,
hitting him on the back,
doing all of this stuff, and this conversation is kind of happening behind her. She's not really paying attention to it.
I hate to speak ill of people, but Morgan here, she ain't. You heard her talk about her Bella's been gone a couple years. She just ain't been the same for a couple years now, and has a tendency to get lost in it and miss time. She may not know exactly, and I don't want you to think poorly of her for that. I hope you can have some kindness and understanding, because it's confusing.
Breathe. You've got this. You've got this.
Please stop it. Please. Thank you very much. Please, you're going to break my ribs.
Oh. Did I hear my name? What are you speaking of?
We're speaking of the brand on your neck.
Oh, yes. That is a new addition. Not something that I asked for. Usually when folks want the markings and the things like the sailors do, usually it's something that you give it a little bit of thought and you think about it, or you're very drunk and then you wake up in the morning and realize you're never going to get rid of that. One of the two is usually what happened, but this was neither of the two. It just, we were not around our little village not too long ago, and kind of had a bit of an encounter, and that was just what I walked away with.
Encounter with this priest, was it?
Oh, no. And nothing to do with it. We were underground, as it were.
Underground?
It weren't a human that did. I'm not even clear how exactly it happened, but weren't a human that did it. Weren't something I asked for.
I think you're going to have to tell me the whole story.
And
then you don't have to tell her it, but like, do you tell her it, or do you try to?
Yeah, Morgan kind of looks at Snaggle a bit. I mean, I certainly don't want you going and thinking that this is something I wanted to have on me, but we were. I kind of almost want to. Yeah. I don't even have a role on this.
Snaggle was already. If you look at
Snaggle,
he was already uncomfortable with like the half truth he was starting to tell, and if you look at him and you're kind of already saying it, and he'll just kind of shrug, because we're not exactly the most deceptive duo.
No, and I like Morgan's trying because like fathers, but also this has nothing to do with Poe, and so I would say that she would be thinking about that, but it has nothing to do with Father Poe, and they're trying to blame it on him, and so I think she would kind of look at Snake. Well, it had nothing to do with that. We had there was the village down south a bit ways. They were having some issues with their mine, and so we did the neighborly thing, and we went in to try to help them out. And there's some creature type thing down there, and then in the process of trying to save everyone and come out, we got a little parting gift.
Like I said, I don't necessarily want to play it all out. I just kind of want to know, like, are you just honest and forthright, and you like tell them the whole story of what went down, or are there aspects of it that you try to withhold?
Relatively straightforward, because this was going in there blaming Father Poe, so she wants to be like, he wasn't there. He was nowhere even remotely close to that.
It was like it had put itself together, but it's hard to even describe. But it's like it had burned people and like just turned them to ash and then turned that ash into itself. Does that even make sense? So she didn't choose this, okay? She did not choose this. Morgan is a good woman.
We have encountered creatures such as the one that you've described.
It was scary as all get out.
And we have encountered those who would try to control them. And always those who tried to control them or summon them or ally with them.
No, we destroyed every one of those damn pillars. I ain't having that nonsense.
They bore the mark, but they bore the same mark that you now bear.
But no.
Everyone back in the village, from Orendenvar to the rest of our brothers and sisters, when they see those marks, they will see the marks of deviants who have allied themselves with demons and devils.
Are you saying there's people who would send that thing out on purpose?
Yes.
That was, and no one in their town would do the same thing either. No one's there got the mark. No one's there doing anything like that. This just came up out of nowhere. No one's trying to do anything with them, trying to be friends with them. None of that.
No, the leader of that town gave his life to prevent that nonsense. They were good people.
Someone or something. We must consult with Father Denvar. He is wisest of us all. He will know how to proceed. And if your story is true, then the singer will be able to verify. But if you are deceivers, no deed that you have done today will be enough to balance out the scales. Do you understand?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. We made plenty of mistakes in our years, but we ain't the deceptive sort.
What do you think of us? Did you go around the world thinking that everyone is just trying to deceive you unless that creature tells you otherwise? What's faith in humanity is that? How do you get...
You have lived a very sheltered life here. A place that has no strife, no war, no politics. You have been living in a veritable free and easy society. Your issues are, and I mean no disrespect, small. You do not know the depths of depravity that exist across the continent.
We like it that way. That's why we live here. So do you not want to go see the caves now, or almost are we going back?
No, we should. We should, but that creature, whatever it was, it is... If what we suspect is inside the caves is truly there, then that would explain why that creature is drawn to this place.
What you thinking?
And then she'll look at Malon, and she'll like, "Oh, you brother, you good to travel." And he's like, "I will be fine." And then she turns to you, and she like kind of pulls her cowl back up, and the sun is not setting yet, but it's like afternoon, right? And you guys have no boat. You guys are kind of stranded. You guys can't get across the water. The caves are kind of, off a ways. It's a little bit of a delicate climb, and you know that there's a creature in the water somewhere, and you know that the water connects into the sea caves as well. So, are the two of you still interested in going to the sea caves?
I would say Morgan is curious about like what they're saying is in the cave that could be drawing this creature there. So she'll kind of look at Snaggle.
Snaggle's looking at your leg. How bad are you? I don't
it's a 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of a lot of things going on physically with some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you have that
leg bite 2.
Okay. You also had scraped. I would put leg bite and scraped on the same on the same track.
And then I also had concussed 1.
You can take off. When did concussed happen? Was that back in Tor Hollow?
That's when she went fishing at night.
Oh yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Keep concussed. Keep concussed. Okay.
that was I guess a night and a half ago.
Okay. And then you have some burns as well, it looks like.
Yeah.
I hate to put you
probably should clean those up.
You seem so these look like fancy robes, but there's any chance we might take a bit off the hem, or maybe we get some cloth. Maybe one of you can help hold the leg. I got some unguent I can put in there and wrap it, because we're gonna do this. We need her to be able to move full speed.
So you are on top of a rock, like a rocky islet, kind of wet. The water is like literally right there. So it's just a question of whether you wanted to push into the caves and maybe have a little bit of shelter, or do this like out here.
Oh yeah, no, let's get some shelter.
Yeah, I think if you do it here, it might just wash right off.
Okay, so we'll say that the 4 of you begin trucking over some of this rocky terrain in the direction of the sea caves, and we'll cut back to the town so we can check in on Lloyd and check in on Kick. Kick, what do you think you would have done? Last we saw, like, you had an incident where you went into your forge, your mobile
My
forge,
wagon,
and when you came back, like the entrance into it looked open, and you had a suspicion that someone might have been poking around or stealing something, but you didn't notice anything was taken. It's middle of the afternoon. Lloyd just utterly spilled some beans in front of Oren Denvar.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I think you left him though.
I did leave him
in the middle of town.
I left him
and
I went, I believe at the very end, I'd been looking for Dockmaster Smythe, but you said he was over the whale. So I'd be looking for his like right-hand man, or whomever is in charge of managing the docks while he's away. And I was looking for Morgan because I found drunk Tovis on the beach, who said that she had gone to the sea caves. Yes. So I believe my last scene was with Tovis. Would I get Lloyd in this instance?
It's up to you. And you could find Smythe, by the way. He's just like a mile down the shore. If you recall, like the whale is just outside of town. It would take you like, 15 minutes to get there.
Okay, great. Then I would go the distance to go to Dockmaster Smythe. If Lloyd is on the path and maybe not with Denver, then I would maybe snag him on the way. But I think
for ease, we'll say you see him with like the rope over his shoulder and a couple other supplies that he had got from the general store, maybe bringing it back to Where would you bring it back to, Lloyd? Do you bring it back to your uncle's shop, or
Yeah, nearby. I have a
What
hut.
do you think?
I would have just dropped it all off there.
Okay, so you see him like coming
Mhm.
over to like wherever he stays, and he's like kind of dropping down these supplies. Denvar does not seem to be shadowing him at this point.
Hi, Lloyd. All right. What you up to?
Oh, kick. I was just dropping off the supplies.
All right. Well, if you hurry up, I'm going all the way over to the whale because I need to speak with Dockmaster Smythe. It seems like Morgan and a couple of the Twilight twats have headed off to the sea caves and gotten themselves, well, at this point in time, I'm going to say either lost or drowned because they're well past time for returning.
Oh, so you want to go look for them then?
I
All right, so let me finish off here. I got a tail. And I'll follow you. Yeah, might as well.
I'll meet you at the whale or on the way back from the whale. I'm going to see if I can convince Smythe for lending us a boat or something.
All right, I'll just tag along. But my uncle, he can handle it.
You're just the worst. You're just like this poor old man with a broken leg,
Are you sure,
missing
Lloyd?
supplies. God dang. Oh, jeez. Okay. So we'll say we'll move the scene over to the spot on the shore. There's a run on the shore where that rune vault came up, and you guys had your incident. It was the night of First Fall Festival. But when you get over there now, you can see that there's a series of vats. It looks like the carcass has been being broken down. There's several workers. There's several dock folk, fisher folk. You see that Smythe is kind of directing it. So there's big vats where they're kind of like burning away blubber and like storing some of the oils and such that come from it. It smells
Like whaling.
Speaking of raunch, yeah. So it's essentially like a little like makeshift whaling deconstruction. And you can see like there's Dockmaster Smythe, and when you pull him aside, he's like kind of coated in fisherman grime. It's just kind of a natural thing. And he's like, well,
Morgan took some of the Twilight Order out to the sea caves and they haven't come back yet. I need to borrow a boat of some kind and probably a sailor if you wouldn't mind.
well,
To go get him, because clearly it's well past time that they ought to come back.
she knows what she's done.
I don't believe that. She was, let me see here. If the sea caves are usually what, like an hour there and an hour back?
I suppose.
It's been at least a half a day, if not more, since they've been gone.
All right, I suppose I can give one.
Good.
Hey, and he kind of calls out to some random person who comes like trotting over. It's like a young, we'll say it's like a young Morgan, you know,
Morgan.
It's just like a younger, better version of her.
Morgan, I found your
shows up.
second
Not-
character when you
not
died.
weighed down. Yeah, not weighed down by drunkenness or the fact that her lover left her. So she comes up and she's like, "Oh, what can I can help? Sure, happy to help." Right. And she's also kind of covered in grime. Oh, I like Morgan. She's I always kind of looked up to her. You know, she's a tough one. That is.
Usually she knows what she's doing, but it's well past time, and I told her that she ought to come back to sleep in the wagon because the beach seems unsafe right now. So, time to go fetch her.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm all done here, Smith. He's like, I ain't done here. Okay, let's go. And so we see the three of you go back and you fetch yourself a little rowboat and you head onto the fjord. Not quite evening time, but probably by the time that you get there. Unless, was there any prep that you wanted to do before leaving?
I would like dip into my forge to grab the short sword that I'd made. Presumably I've got some sort of leatherworked sheath or wrapping that I can just like
Something you could easily find.
Yeah,
something
just
to wrap
have it
in so
and
no
then
one would see it.
either tie it around my waist or around my back or something so that I have it. And then I'll if there's any lanterns around, we can probably make sure we have at least some light, knowing that dusk is coming.
Okay. So you got your lantern. Lloyd, was there anything you wanted to do before heading out?
Strike a deal with the Smythe for some of that whale oil. Could be useful.
Oh,
Okay.
For candles, yeah.
Okay.
Well, the mayor wanted to make sure I get it to the town, and this is going to be for the town. I mean, why do you get some?
Oh, of course. I could use it in my creations, and that'd be for the town.
Why using your creations? Yeah. Did your uncle ask for it?
He didn't, but I'm sure it'd be a nice surprise. He'd love this stuff.
It'd be good if you try to be nice to your uncle for once.
I think I believe you, Smith. I would agree with that statement very strongly.
I like that it is a known fact that Lloyd Grover is not good to his uncle. Okay.
I also really enjoy Smythe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we just watched Hot Fuzz. He's clearly based off that guy, right? So you'll go ahead and give yourself a in your bag, in your satchel of perils. What do we call it? Not satchel of perils. That's a GM thing.
The backpack,
but in your backpack, just backpack. Go ahead and give yourself like I don't know, like not a cask might be too big. Yeah, a cask of oil. Just put. It's fine. It's not a keg. It's like a smaller version. Okay. All right. Sure. All right. You have some.
A growler.
Growler. Yeah. You just stop by your local pub on your way home, ask him for the fill.
Oh, it's about the size you described. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll say that the two of you get out, and by the time you reach that kind of the cutoff, like essentially you head a little bit northeasternly to the other side of the fjord, but then you track along until you see the channel that moves northward up into eventually would weave around into the kind of like the icy patches and peaks that no one really traverses. But you turn off, but you notice immediately, despite the fact that the sun is now coming down, that there is a raft that's just floating around in the middle of the water, kind of in the current, just meandering back across the fjord. It doesn't look like the type of thing that Morgan would necessarily use. It's more of like a makeshift raft, like with little like twigs and branches and stuff put together. It has the distinct look of something maybe a beaverkin might piece together. You know how like they have this distinctive constructive style. So it kind of looks like that, but it certainly doesn't look like Morgan. And you don't see signs of anybody.
What was the name of the young Morgan?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I got it for you. Sinova.
Sinova, you mind if you take a detour to the side here? I don't like that this raft here is not occupied and kind of in the way that we're traveling.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, no problem.
And then she's like looking at Lloyd, who's not doing anything up on it. These like huge like deltoids.
Pretty strong. When Morgan takes me out, the boat's a bit rocky.
Well, you know, she's had a rough run of things of late. You know, sometimes I think when you get enough drink in you, it's like the world is kind of shaky too. And so she's probably just trying to balance. That's all it is, you know? Okay.
And she pulls up alongside, and you're right up alongside this this makeshift raft that Snaggletooth, that
a Beaverkin,
we know Snaggletooth made. Yeah.
All right. And Kick will just kind of like look for a bit of rope in the boat to tie to the raft so that we can pull it along with us.
Sure.
And do I see, like, looking around, because I'll be scanning the water, do I see any bits of broken boat or...
Yeah, let's do a roll for this, and you two can team up on this one if you like, to just do like a closer scan of the horizon and the area to see what you can see. So if you want to put together a pool for that, we'll do a tracked outcome, and then based on power, you can ask a series of questions and maybe get some info.
Lloyd, I could give you the help action for this one. I think I don't really have any good tags for it, but maybe Hardy might work because we're out in the water.
Okay. Then I'll put my curious and point out peculiarities to use.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So why don't you rip it with the two power? And I'm just gonna treat this as like if you succeed, you have a number of power. You have 2 power to spend, and you'll be able to ask effectively like 2 questions about like what you see in the area, and I'll give you those answers.
Makes it out of 7.
Okay, fair enough. So what questions do you want to ask? What are you looking for?
Do we see smashed up boat would be my question. Like, I know that's not something my character would know, but
yeah, I would say in the current of the channel, and then as it kind of feeds into the fjord here, and then kind of drifts away from the area, you do see there's like debris floating around. Obviously, you wouldn't necessarily know 100% that this was a boat, but you definitely see debris. Like, it's kind of scattered about here and there.
Okay.
And then second question.
Long, do you have any good questions? I can probably come up with one, but
Can we ascertain the cause of this mishap? That would be my suggestion.
I will say if you want to just give you something, I can just give you a piece of information too. That's
okay.
fine. I think it's something that would be useful if you don't. Yeah. Maybe as you're pulling in, and this is also going to be the consequence to a degree. As you're pulling in the raft, you notice that there is something sticking out of it. And as you reach down to inspect it and you pluck it out, you realize it's a large tooth, about yay big, about the size of like a couple inches in terms of its size, that has like chomped down to some of the wood. But as you pluck it out, the binding that was keeping all of the raft twigs and stuff starts to unravel, and then the raft begins to fall apart now. But it looks like some large animal tooth.
I don't like that much. Sinova, where's the closest bit of land that would let us walk to the sea caves you see from here? Do you know?
Well, if we, anywhere on the northeast, along there.
And she just kind of points to the northeast, and you can see like where you're at. You can kind of see the northeastern like extension, like a little peninsula of land anywhere along those beaches. Like they're rocky. They're very rocky. You don't even see the sand, but you see just like rock. But anywhere along there would suffice.
All right. I think, Sinova, if you don't mind, and she'll show her the tooth. I think there's something going on here.
Well, look at that.
Oh,
that's as big as my cheek. Look at it.
Oh, and she like puts it up against her face.
And then I'll like point out some of the smashed bits of wood here out in the water. I think something happened here, and I don't really like the looks of this. So Lloyd and we can walk it from here, but we need somebody with sea knowledge to be able to go back and give the message to the town. And then
you want me to leave you?
I want you to come back at dawn, because we're about to hit dusk here. Give us a few hours. We're going to find our friends and bring them and meet you here. We'll set a fire for the night if we have to. But I think you need to get to the town to warn them and get ships to get back over here so you can pick us up again.
If you think that's best, Keith, yeah, I can do that.
Aye.
Certainly.
You're a strong girl. You got it. Just like Morgan can, you can do it too. I believe in you.
She gets like a big grin.
I won't let you down. I promise.
Aye.
I got this. Yeah.
And then I'll like kind of
back
like
for you in the morning.
Aye, I'll meet you in the morning right here with my friends and anybody else that they still have around. And I don't like the looks of things in the water sometimes, and that tooth's mighty big.
Right, and it's got little smudges on it. It's I don't think it's like an old one. Sometimes stuff washes up on the shore.
Aye.
This looks new. This looks like it's from something living.
That's even more important to get you back to the town to get the warning out and get the ships so that we can have some defense. I think just one ship here. It's not safe for us like this. We'll walk. Lloyd, come on. Hop out now.
So she starts rowing away.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, as the two of you get out, you start trudging over the rocky shore, kind of up the peninsula, up the slope down the slope, kind of finding and navigating your way towards the caves. We'll cut back as we see Snaggletooth, Morgan, and the 2 acolytes. I'm not gonna nickel and dime you. You know how to get here, Snaggletooth. Snaggletooth, you had an encounter here at some point. We've talked about this in the past, but never quite settled anything. Why don't we settle it? Like,
okay.
What do you think happened to Snaggletooth? About why is the sea caves on his mind? Like, what happened to him here?
I think at one point we talked about, like, part of the reason that one special crop could grow is there was a spring that maybe came up from somewhere in here. I mean, or at least he assumed. So that's probably what led him to kind of trying to search and understand, like, what the heck is going on here in the caves. But that you want, like, an actual encounter down here, though.
That's totally fine. Everything you just said is perfectly fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. And so that means you probably come here a couple times before then, right? To kind of collect some things. Maybe we treat it less like you're just water. It's almost like a fertilizer kind of deal. It's just something you add in addition to, like, normal water. Otherwise, like, I don't know if you have the industry to bring back,
like, maybe there's, like, some sort of, like, weird, not exactly moss or something that grows here, but something that if he gathers it,
like a sediment.
Yeah.
Maybe there's, like, some kind of sediment that effectively works like a fertilizer. I like all this. Okay, so you kind of know a little bit of your way around here. So you make it. So one of the things you'll notice out of the ordinary is that, much like out in the channel, the water level is higher here than normal. And normally, depending on the tide, right, and everything, the water doesn't usually go up as high as it is right now. And you can still get into the caves. It's just it's a tighter squeeze along the sides to keep your feet out of the water. And it definitely looks like the cave opening that you're familiar with, which is like a big yawning maw in the side of this string of mountains that eventually, as it goes northward, becomes these icy, non-traversable peaks. But you're like at the southernmost tip of this, where this peninsula kicks out, and there's this yawning cave halfway up the cave. The water's halfway up the cave, and so, like, you're like on the sides, just looking for anywhere to sort of step and keep your feet dry. But you would notice that immediately. That kind of would get your attention.
So I'm just going to ask a very pointed question, because I've been through this way a few times, but are you all strong swimmers? I mean, you all are on a ship. I'd assume you are, but there's spots that I fit through just fine. But if the water's up, you're not going to stay dry if you want to get through. But I'm glad to lead you, but I don't want to put you in harm's way.
Malin looks to you. He's a guy who nearly drowned and nearly died in the water. And he says, "We are well prepared and well trained. Don't let our appearances, like these robes, fool you. We are capable in many areas."
I hear you. You know what? I'm all for don't judge a book by the cover. I get stuff done too.
Oh, yeah, I think he's just saying, don't say we didn't warn you.
Yeah, they look like fancy robes, and I apologize. But yeah, there's probably going to be some spots coming up where you might have to hold your breath for a lick. Morgan, you got rope, don't you?
Not. In game terms, I have burned my stores of rope when I was trying to rescue.
Snaggle would just assume, because normally... Oh.
Yes, usually I do, but I was trying to get that one out of the water over there, and it went floating away.
Now, obviously, I don't want us to go pulling each other down in the water, but something that might be a good idea, getting dark, go swimming through the water. It's hard to keep track of folks. Might not be a bad idea if we create some tethers between each other so we don't lose track of one another if we do have to swim through a dark passage or something. Just an idea. I'm glad to go first. I know things are a little
Morgan would like
at the
to
moment.
Look in the water a little bit and see if there is any kind of a seaweed or something like that, then we can kind of use for this purpose that Snaggletooth is recommending.
For what exactly? What are you using it for?
almost like a makeshift rope so that we can tether ourselves together?
I would take some time, I would think, to collect all of that and turn it into a rope that's suitable for tethering together 4 people.
I mean, I don't necessarily want to
time.
make a rope out of it, but just that we can just hold on to a long piece of seaweed or something. Like, I'm not saying it can't break easily, just, a little bit of a...
Yeah, I don't know, man. We're from Florida. We've seen seaweed. I don't think such seaweed exists.
I am from the Pacific Northwest. There is a lot of very, very big, long, bulbous seaweed that washes up the shore.
But not here.
Oh,
okay.
This is true.
This is
Songs of Autumn
like they're gonna
is
pick up
Arizona-esque. Okay, I
wrap
see.
around.
So this particular cave doesn't have it, and that's totally fine. We can just kind of like...
I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident in this one, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna say no because like I think everything comes in chunks. It's not like one long tether, and so everything's gonna kind of break apart. And also, like, I don't know. Like, if you wanted to try to like take your time to like be resourceful and gather stuff up and like make it, you can. But like, that would take time.
Yeah, that's all right.
I think we just grab onto the coattails, and they've got the cloak, and we just kind of grab the cloak and move on forward.
Yep. I'll lead y'all best I can. It's hard to keep much light going on here if it's wet. We'll just do our best. There's a couple spots down here where things kind of glow in their own funny way, and it's not easy to see, but I don't know how to explain it. It's not quite like stuff up top, but there's a little bit of light down once you get in a bit. There's even sometimes these rocks that like the rocks can like glow temporarily.
I think we're moving on forward then. It seems like you can swim and you can do this thing, so we will move along.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 4 of you start pushing into the caves. Once or twice you find yourselves like wading in the water, and then a few times you find yourself literally just swimming for a bit. And eventually the cave kind of tapers off, and you can no longer progress forward without holding your breaths, going under, and doing that kind of classic swim for a bit, and then find the other way to pop up. So why don't both of you go ahead and give a roll for that?
Okay.
And we'll see if you have any issues doing this. Water's kind of cold. It's autumn. It's not winter, but I'll say the water's kind of cold, but not to the point where it's going to negatively affect you.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I burned Natural Swimmer last session, so I've got Coastal Dweller. And I think that's probably it.
And I don't think this is more a role for ourselves versus like being helpful to others, right? I have an idea.
Yeah, they'll take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to try and use the one rock to help them out, but yeah, because I burned Beaverkin, which is normally what I use to help out with swimming. I'm still country strong, so like I'm still a strong swimmer, but I think that's about it. Yeah.
And Morgan, don't forget you have some negative statuses that's going to be affecting you here. You've got your leg bite, so that's a -2 against this. So keep that in mind. And Snaggle, I don't think you've got anything necessarily working against you, do you? Any injuries or anything?
I still had the burns.
Nah, I don't think that's going to be as big of an issue. That'll sting, but that's not necessarily interrupting like your mobility as much, like a bit leg.
All right, good old +1. Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, me neither.
Right.
It wasn't boxcars,
Okay.
but I have a whopping 4 after my +1.
Okay. The 4 of you dive into the water, and it's extraordinarily dark down here. And it's very easy for you all to kind of lose track of each other. But like you said, there are all these like little glowing bits from time to time that kind of give you this direction. But Snaggletooth, you've never had to traverse the caves in this particular condition, underwater, in the dark, like with other people that you're leading. So like you're kind of getting lost, and there's all these different ways to go this way and that. And as you are swimming down underneath the water, you see that the glowing rocks are suddenly interrupted by shadows. And you see some like large shadow kind of sweep past, and you feel like the current of the water just kind of kick past you, and then you see that shadow just suddenly kind of move through this other little this sort of like little rock column of some kind, like a natural rock column. You see kind of weaves around it, and then you can just feel the currents of something large swimming near you. So as that starts to happen, I would say a panic probably
for sure
sets in a little bit.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Furiously kicking.
Oh God.
Yeah, and so you start furiously kicking, and you pop out of the water wherever you can without necessarily worrying about where you were trying to take them, which was that special little pool of sediment. And you find yourselves in this tight little cave, and it moves forward, but none of you are able to really stand. Even you, as a Beaverkin, are still a little hunched over, but you can at least find a way to shift yourself. But the four of you quickly scramble up, and you realize that this thing is kind of following you, or at least in the same area. But you found the small little side cave that it seems maybe a little too small for it.
Saw the shadow, right? Right? You felt the current of the water.
Yeah. Oh. I'm real sorry, friends. I didn't get us to where we meant to go, but I wasn't about to stay down in there with that thing a second longer.
That thing was so big, I didn't think it could get in there. There a way that we can? Is there another way there? Or we just have to try it again and hope that maybe it give it a little bit of time and think it'll. Give up the chase.
I'm willing to belly crawl forward a bit and see if it opens up to something, but I reckon I would too to at least try that before we go back down.
You watch as Nesta reaches like into her robes and pulls out like a shard of glass or crystal of some kind. It's clear, and it's maybe 2 inches. And you can see she holds it up, and she like looks through it, and then she takes like a little bit of her like spit, and then she draws like some kind of rune or lettering on it, and then you watch as that crystal starts to glow, and she holds her hand up, and you see this light just emerge from it, like a hooded lantern that's directed down this small path. It is bright and kind of bluish as opposed to like orange or yellow. And it kind of has this almost like a violet tinge to it. But it seems to be shining forward.
We could continue looking this way unless circumstances necessitate it. Perhaps we stay out of the water for now. Maybe the creature will find something else that takes its attention.
I like the way you think. By the way, that's real impressive.
That comes in mighty handy, I would imagine.
Is everyone from where your group as resourceful as that? That's.
Malin speaks up. As I said, we are trained in many areas.
And Snaggletooth, when you look over at Morgan, you notice that the wound, the brand, is like it almost looks like it's like charcoal fresh, like an orange tint to it. It's not like giving off a lot of light, but you can see like it looks more like it just happened as opposed to it happened a couple days ago. Like it definitely has like a little light kind of charcoal like glow to it. And then and I'll say Snaggletooth, yours is covered up, so Morgan, you wouldn't see anything, but Morgan's yours slid down, and so there is that little moment.
Do I feel anything different with it?
No.
Okay. Would you stop staring at it? They already made a fuss of it. Don't stare at it.
I don't think you could help it.
Comes over.
Poke.
And you poke it.
Does it hurt?
Okay.
No more than it did a couple days ago. Why are you...
Oh, no, I don't know what none of this means.
What is it? I don't...
It means she has opened herself up to be an instrument of unmaking.
I didn't know such thing. I told you that.
So you say.
You're going to continue to not believe me until you have your creature talk to me? Is this
the best place to have this conversation? There's a creature hunting us. We have a task given to us by Denvar. Let us accomplish this task. Then let us find our way back to the village, and then we will debrief Denvar, and he will tell us what to do next. Yes, agreed?
Agreed. We'll stay alive. We show you our best selves so you know the truth of things.
Yes, something like that.
And she starts to push forward, like crouch down, the glass out in front of her, and like kind of following it down these narrow paths. We'll cut back then to Kick and Lloyd. The two of you arrive in the same location, which is the opening to the sea caves, except when you arrive, it is more or less nighttime. The sun is pretty much behind the mountains, the Underworld Mountains, all the way to the west, so you barely have any light coming through. The sky has a little bit of orange left to it, but for the most part, is getting much darker for you all. You have seen no clear signs of them up until this point. They didn't leave any markings or anything like that, and they didn't stop for camp or so. Like at this point, like you know where they were going. You haven't seen them yet.
It's good I brought a lantern here, but so we don't see any like ripped bits of Lloyd, look around. Maybe you can see a bit of thread or something. Maybe water coming out of the side, or maybe they just kept floating all the way through. We can keep going forwards though. There's no sign of them, means they must be further on. Maybe they got some injury that's left a trail for us.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything. They even really out here. Maybe they made it back already.
I don't think that, because we would have passed them. It's one way in, one way out, no?
Yeah, you're right. We would have seen them. But I'll look around more.
Okay. Keep your eyes open, and I'll keep our eyes forward for anything that might be coming towards us.
I'll say just for the sake of it, Lloyd, like if you are looking very closely, you notice like a smudge of blood or something from Morgan's leg. Now you guys don't know this, but like maybe it's like a little smudge of blood somewhere on like one of the walls, the interior walls of the cave. You can see it as if somebody like scraped a side of it. So maybe while Morgan was shifting, we kind of flash back to that moment where her leg just runs across the rock and leaves behind the blood. But that's really it.
There's a bit of blood here. If one of them were injured, they went this way.
Oh, when was the last rain?
Not since we arrived.
Aye, all right. Well then,
just before the festival, really.
Before
the first hard long, before the festival, really.
Aye, yeah. Okay. Well, let's assume it's fresh then, and follow that trail. Push in.
Okay, so the two of you start pushing in, and you run into the same issue where at a certain point you have to dive under. And you guys are welcome to say that you have accompanied Snaggletooth on one of his trips, so maybe you have a passing familiarity with this place. Maybe the last time one of you came to help him, the water was not so high and you could walk in. And there were times in which maybe you had to wade up to your knees or waist once or twice, but you never had to dive under before. And here it seems like you are faced with that task.
Lloyd, I don't think I would have ever gone here with Snaggletooth. Is this something you would have done?
Oh, it's a bit high here, yes. I've been out here with Snaggle a couple times.
Well, do you think you can remember the way? I can follow you close, at least. Maybe we can hold the back of your shirt and you can move forwards and I'll follow.
This will be a bit scary in the dark, but yes.
I will do our best then.
Okay, both of you give me some kind of swim test to move through here with ease.
And I'll be holding onto Lloyd's shirt. So if he slips, I can pull him along, or if he's going in a good direction, I'll follow him. But
Okay.
strong.
I'll use that to flavor consequences if there are any.
Yes. Yeah, I'm willing to accept that. Strong as an ox. Is Lloyd a heavy load? Lift heavy loads? Is he considered a heavy load? No, it's
I mean, he is for his uncle.
Yeah, that's true. Hardy.
I've got acrobatic agility for my swimming.
Okay, excellent. And then weaknesses. I might actually pull sentimental as a weakness, because the fact that we don't have a boat is because I sent her back.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not gonna say no to a weakness.
All right. Oh, for Pete's sake! I thought I turned that off.
I don't know why it's only you that ever does it.
Yeah,
It's
I
so
got a
funny.
7 with 1 power.
I got a 5, so I'm gonna die.
Oh gosh.
Okay, you're not gonna die. You're not gonna die.
I got your shirt.
Kick,
I accepted the
Kick
consequences.
had a hold of you.
Yeah.
What I'll say is, like, you I don't know, maybe you thrash around a little bit and that causes some trouble, and the two of you kind of get jostled a bit in the process. And so Lloyd, maybe you like bang your head. And so when you pop out of the water, we see like a bit of blood coming down from where you knocked your head on the edge of a rock that you didn't quite see. And I'm going to assume you guys had some kind of lantern out. You said you had a
Yes.
lantern, you said it oil, so we'll assume you had a little bit more light than maybe the previous group did. And you pop up. You don't seem to be hunted by this creature. So you actually swim through and you find yourselves popping up in the midst of a large cavern that looks familiar to you, Lloyd, since you've been here before. It does seem, again, like the water is much higher, but there are spots to walk in here. You notice too, as you're looking up in your give yourself like I don't want to say cracked skull. That's way too heavy.
Head wound?
Give yourself a head wound. Yeah, your head wound, Harry. You guys remember head wound, Harry?
No.
Never mind.
No idea what you're talking about.
Jeremy's got it. Okay. Yeah. Google it later. Okay. Massive head wound, Harry. And then the dog bites on it.
What?
Right.
What? The dog does what?
It's an old skit. It's an old
Okay.
like Saturday Night Live skit with Dana Carvey, I think. Oh goodness.
I don't know that person either. I'm sorry.
You don't know Dana Carvey? He's Canadian. Is it Dana Carvey, or is it just Mike Myers that's Canadian?
Mike Myers is Canadian. I might be a bad Canadian.
Wayne's World. He's
yeah,
he's Garth
okay.
from
I know
Wayne's World.
him.
That's Dana Carvey.
Just say Garth.
I was
got a
told I
hand.
Say
couldn't
Garth.
be head wound Harry at school.
Yes, we can't possibly use the actor's real name.
Really? Wow. That would have been a good. That would probably look a little rough, having like a giant, massive head wound going to school. Anyhow, let's get back to this. You pop up. You're in this big cavern. You're bleeding from your head. I'll just I'll say like, Kick. Were you carrying anything other than your weapon?
I have a soothing salve, relaxes itchiness and other irritations as my starting item.
Okay, I'm gonna say you lose that.
Yeah, that's
as
fair.
your consequence.
It's okay.
Okay, I don't want to say you're losing your sword. That's
Thanks.
super harsh. So, like, we'll say your salve just kind of falls out in the process. You might not even notice it yet.
Probably
But as
not.
you get up, as you're trying to pull this thrashing Lloyd up, and the two of you pop up in this large cavern, and you notice like there are little pockets of rocks here and there, much like Snaggletooth has mentioned, that are actually have a little bit of a glow to them. It's an inexplicable glow. There's no strange like bioluminescent fungus or moss or anything on it. It's just the stones themselves seem to glow. But you look around, there's this we'll call it like a big lake or pond in the middle of this cavern. There's a couple different routes out of the cavern. Some have water taking them out, and some are are walkable, like higher up in the cavern. Because you know that if you continue to like travel northward, it goes further and further up into the mountains. So you know that like these things are just going to grow. But you don't see anybody here. You just see this big empty cavern.
I've proper banged my head.
All right, let's move you to the side here and I can try to take a look here. And she'll just like rip a sleeve off of her shirt to try to like tie around his head to stop the bleeding because they're pretty bad on head wounds.
Yeah. Just like whoosh, right at the seam. Just like badass. And then just wrap it around. Okay. You should have done that in the village, ripped it off and shoved it in his mouth. And that could probably...
That would have kept the secret then.
I think that would have been pretty obvious.
Lloyd, one thing you'll notice as Kick rips the shirt and then goes to tie it around your head as she's lifting, her brand becomes visible, and you see there's a little kind of orangey glow, almost like it's like a barely lit charcoal briquette, right? And it's just barely there. Like it doesn't feel differently, but like Lloyd, you would notice this very clearly. You don't have one yourself, but you can see it on Kick.
Kick, you're glowing.
I do no such thing. That's a natural speak.
Your brand. The mines.
What now? And she'll like lift her scarf or her kerchief that she's tied around her neck to hide it. And tries to look at her own neck, but she obviously like that's impossible to
use the reflection of the water. There's a ton of water right there.
I suppose there is that. All right, I'll look at the water.
And you can see it too then. You see like a little orange glow to it. Very faint.
A natural like, and she'll retie it and like really make sure it's tucked in properly so it doesn't slide.
Okay.
Is it connected here somehow?
All right.
I don't know if it's new or not because I didn't have the brand and I've never been here before, but I don't like it. Certainly. Lloyd, has anything changed since the earthquake? Any openings? Yeah, new openings around. Maybe we can find some of the stones or something? I don't know what else would trigger something like this.
Lloyd, that is a good question. As Kick asks that, and you look around, and you start counting up all of the different routes out of this cavern, you notice that there's one more than you remember there being. And you can see that where much of the water of this kind of pond opening, this lake opening that you popped out of, you see it funnels down this seam that has opened up in one of the walls. And that is not something you remember seeing.
Now that you mention it, that one's off. That's a new one.
All right. Well, let's see here. So, do you see any of the blood from the injured person around here? Maybe I'll write something on the walls and then we can go and check that out, because I would imagine that's where they would go, unless there's somewhere else you think.
There's no one here around this area.
All right, let me...
Morgan, Snaggletooth, you in here?
Okay, and it just starts to echo, 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 echo. And then we cut to Morgan, Snaggletooth, and the two acolytes moving through Shining, and you hear, Morgan, Snaggletooth, like kind of just suddenly echoing through the caves that you're in.
Awkward moment when your rescue party has gotten further ahead than you are.
Morgan will hear that and just turn back around. Hello? Who's there?
Here. Hello, hello, hello. And then we come back and cut to Kick and Lloyd. Hello? Who's there?
It's Lloyd and Kick. We're in the caves.
Lollygagging losers, what y'all doing all the way out there for? We injured, we found your raft, you made us worry? Are you... Anyway, she goes off a little bit.
And you just hear, when we cut to you, it's like, you're idiots. That's all. That's how it translates. The cave just magically does it. But there you go. You can hear them. You hear each other. You're close enough that you can hear each other echoing throughout the cave.
Let's stop for now. We've got our other folks have come along with us. Let's keep the light here until they can catch up, eh? She kind of yells that ahead to the kind of Twilight Choir, because I assume the woman's out front with the light.
What did you just tell her to do? Let's stop here. Like you're in a really tiny cave. So you're in a little tiny cave. So like this isn't like you're like crawling and standing and twisting.
She looks at you. Stop here. Stop here. Huh. No, I think maybe we seek out their voices, perhaps. There's safety in numbers. Remember, there is something hunting us.
And at that, whoever's in the back, you kind of hear a growl of something. You're not. It's like much like the voices were echoing. You do hear like the sounds of a growl, like echoing back.
Fancy.
And it comes through. You're not sure if it's right behind you, or if it was down one of the side panels, but your side tunnels. But you definitely hear the sound of this growl.
You've got to be careful. There's a creature in there that's chasing after us.
I what now?
Creature.
You know, no one at any point has said you're not allowed to move forward and find the voices.
We are in front of you.
I've never said no. You can't do that. Would you like to try to track down where the voices are coming from? Okay, and so you do. You weave through and you pop out into this large cavern from one of the other entrances into this large cavern that looks familiar to you, Snaggletooth, but like Lloyd notices like an extra opening, and you can see the water level is too high. And so there you are, all together in the middle of this cave.
And you actually have light now because Kek has a lantern other than your indigo glowing piece of glass.
Yeah.
Hi. All right. Now that you're here, let's head back out. I just got Suniva to meet us at the water's edge on dawn, so we don't need to be here anymore. We got a boat out.
Morgan looked worried for a second and then listens to the rest of the sentence. Oh, okay. Kick, Lloyd, this is Malin, and she'll kind of do introductions with everyone. We need to keep going. They're looking for something in particular, and that's what we're out here looking for. So we can all move forward. She's got the light.
Might be down this way. It's a new hole.
Yeah, that would make sense. Maybe
How
that's
very
where all this
helpful of you,
water comes
Lloyd.
from.
What the hell's happened to you two? Boat stranded? Crash landed? What happened?
He
It's
was
the-
like this big, wide, about
we
that
both thought
long.
the same thing. Fish story, like we are like arms wide. Like there's this creature and it's just big as 5 houses put together.
Bit him right on the asshole.
Well, you left a tooth behind, and we've used that as some evidence as Kick pulls her new short sword out. So she's got a lantern in one hand and a short sword in the other. All right. Are you sure we need to go forward then?
I mean, we've made it all the way this far and I didn't get this big bite on my leg for nothing.
Aye, but you could go home and get some medical attention and then come back in the daytime instead of at night.
Bah, saltwater took care of it.
You know, that's not quite how that works as far as I know.
If you want, you can bring up the rear, because she's got the light in the front with her fancy crystal lamp, and you can bring up the rear if you like with that, and make sure nothing comes and bites us in the arse again.
Suppose.
Come on, Kick. We've made it all the way out here.
Aye, all right. Well, we got to be back on the beach by dawn or else, all right? Got it, all of you, and you weird little twilight twats as well. You got it?
What did you call us?
She
Twilight
just
twats.
said, it's a term of endearment here, and she'll, like, Morgan will just, like, her take a look.
That's
We'll
what I hear
be right
mountain people
behind.
call their kids. It's like some sort of family thing. She calls everybody twat. She's called me twat like 5 times in the past day.
Malin turns to you, Kick, and says,
You are from
I'm a
the mountain
Highlander,
clan,
yes. Yes.
We'd be very interested if you would lead us to them and make an introduction.
I know, thank you.
Let's just
I see.
one thing at a time.
Nope.
One thing at a time. Let's just move along to what we're looking for here.
So they turn back to Lloyd and to Snaggletooth, who have familiarity with the place. What do you guys do?
Whew. Well, there's a spot that I know, or there's a spot where there's something new. And probably the spot where that critter came from.
There's something new, Snaggle. Let's go check it out.
That seems to be kind of what you guys are concerned with. Is you said that the creature might have been drawn by something? So should we check where it came from?
I think Lloyd might have the right of it. Checking the new place might be where it's being drawn to. If things something that hadn't been accessible before.
All right, I ain't gonna argue with that. That sounds like reason.
I would argue with it with reason, but apparently that's not a thing that we'd like to do anymore. So let's go forwards then.
And Morgan is gonna have a brief aside with Kick just to say, by the way, they think we're like heretic people, so let's be as nice to them as we can be, because we're already starting off behind the 8 ball.
Well, I am a heretic to them.
But they saw the things and they think that it means that we're made a pact with whatever. And I tried to explain
are you sure
that
they should make it out of this cavern then?
I'm just saying,
we couldn't hear you.
I said I had a quiet aside.
You're in a cave where we just established as environmental fact that you can echo across the thing. So
yeah, that's right.
I don't think there's a way to pull them unless you
it's
pull
like
it to,
it's
go
like
off in a
that place
different
in the capital of DC when you're under the dome and you can hear the conversation perfectly clear from across the dome.
Kipster's desire than Kick's desire coming out a little bit there.
That would be hilarious if Lloyd and I are still standing right next to them, hearing you say what you're saying and then watching their response. It's
Bailey's just kind of looking at you
they know that we can hear them, right?
I don't think they do.
We speak the same language. I don't understand.
I've learned to stop assuming things.
All right, let's go forward.
So,
oh shite! They heard us.
I don't mind that.
You push. Oh my God. You push forward. Nesta holding up her little bit of glass and the lantern from Kick or from Lloyd, whoever's holding it, and you find yourselves wading through water, and then eventually, the ground gives way, and you find yourselves literally swimming. But you don't have to dip under this time. It's really just kind of you're swimming at this point. The earth, you no longer see beneath you. Even Nesta holds the glass underwater, and the ground, the bottom of the cave seems to dip and dip until it's just darkness below. But then you eventually, after a good 20 minutes of trudging and swimming through this, you eventually come into it almost looks like this kind of hexagonal room, and it reminds you a little bit of Tor Hollow because the walls themselves in here aren't just this rocky natural cave, but in fact have been hewn stone, as if this is some kind of, at some point, was some kind of structure. And so that's the first thing that immediately catches your attention, and it even looks like you came through some kind of broken archway. And then the second thing that catches your attention is that in the middle of this room, which is entirely water, it's covered, it's in water itself, you can see there is this little peak in the middle that's pointing up out of the water just barely, and you realize it's the head or the top of some kind of sharded obelisk that you have seen something similar down in the depths of Tor Hollow, and it's maybe about 4 feet above the water, but and it's just kind of floating there in the middle. Not floating, but it's there in the middle of the room, and the water itself seems to come up quite a bit. What do you want to do?
So the place that I was telling you about earlier with the mine, it looked a lot like this. It had the same kind of shape to it and had the same kind of black thing kind of coming out of the water like that. So this is similar to what we just found. She says as she kind of goes or tries to kind of look at kind of this a little bit more closely.
Yeah, so you swim over And Nesta will be with you, shining.
She's like, oh, you've seen one of these before.
Yes.
Like, you're panting as you're swimming. Like you're wading out right in front of it.
It was the same place that we fought the thing, and when I got this thing, it was this kind of place.
When you point to it, you realize it's much brighter now.
My neck's about to shine like your crystal thing. It is getting brighter as we get closer. That must mean something. Do you know what that? She takes a breath from. Do you know what that might mean if it's getting brighter here?
She is like the two of you are like just floating in the water right near the obelisk, and she's looking over at you, shining.
This obelisk, it radiates a certain sort of aura. It is possible that that aura is amplifying whatever effect has been branded into you.
Am I going to be okay? Is it going to like come out of my neck or something?
As I said, the only people and creatures that we have ever met with such brands, they were enemies, they were heretics, they were cruel, and they held Congress with a certain deviant part of society. If you and your story is true, and it seems that you have been unwittingly involved in something larger than you realize, we'll have to speak with Denvar and the singer, and we will determine where to go from there. But such marks are usually the sign that you are an instrument of the Unmaker. We have, Mela and I, we have smited certain creatures with such insignias branded upon their scales or their skin, or even on their bones. Most of the time they are there for destruction. And then we have encountered people who are so misguided as to think that they should take that brand upon themselves and do the bidding of unmaking. But as you said, that is not you.
Well, all of that you've been experiencing was before you met us, and before these things happened to us in the last couple of days, and it seems you might need to expand that theory a bit.
I mean, I'll just put it to you plain. Sounds like you understand this a lot better than we do. Last time we saw one of these, people got hurt bad. So, if you have some advice for what we can do to prevent more hurt from happening, we are very happy to listen.
Well, first, that creature will be near here. It's possible it is already in the room with us. This place will attract it just as much as it will augment whatever branding, whatever enchantment has been put on you. Those creatures can sense what this emits. You must stand guard while Malin and I do the work that needs to be done. Yes?
We can do that.
Jeff,
we can do that.
Floating in the
While
water.
they're talking, can I have started to kind of like compare the old alphabet we got with what's on the obelisk? Can we read anything off of it?
Yeah. And I'm not even going to make you roll because you do recognize it. It is more of that, like, what has been sort of described to you from popular or common knowledge as, like, the omen of the Unmaker. But, like, it is literally just a rhyme about or some kind of poem or verse. and it's very familiar. So like the bits that you can see above the water, like it's elements of the lyrics that you've seen before. And it's almost identical in appearance to that which you saw in Tor Hollow.
Okay.
It's a little bit like the size is maybe a little different, but like the engravings are the same.
Cool. I will keep that to myself.
Hey.
I'm gonna look around the room here, see what's happening.
Okay. Yeah, you look around the room and you notice as you're just swimming around the room and like kind of waiting around, the walls themselves, it's a fairly large like hexagonal room. But the walls themselves are some kind of stone that is in good condition. Like as you come over to it, you realize like the masonry, everything's kind of in good condition. Nothing seems to be like cracking terribly, at least above the water itself. You don't really notice like a ceiling. It looks as though the ceiling has either been eaten away or has fallen down at some point, and it's just kind of rock above you. You notice that I'll say with your curiosity, you would notice that there are some blemishes in the stone, but you realize they're not cracks, but they're like almost like claw marks. You can just see they're grouped in like three. You see they're grooves as if something was like scraping here and there at the walls themselves. And it's a large claw too. Like it's like the width of your head basically.
There's a creature about, or was about, scratches along the walls.
That's not good.
The size of that looks about right to what we saw. This huge claw marks. Can Morgan try to like trying to keep watch, kind of trying to see if there's anything kind of coming our direction, making sure that we're not going to like get ambushed here?
Sure. Yeah, give me a little pool and give that a go.
Coastal Dweller, I would say Coastal Dweller and Fisherwoman are probably the two that make the most sense.
Absolutely.
It's going to try to make some bullshit for attune to weather, but I just don't think I can make that work. And would any of my negatives affect?
You're concussed, probably.
Fair. Okay, so it's a 10.
Okay, that's still really good. You would notice that. Okay. You would feel more than once where your feet are dangling in the water, something passed by them below. You just feel like as the water just pushes with you. Nothing scrapes against you, but you could just feel as though something pushed the water near where your legs are dangling.
So it's definitely, and she's, kind of like making motions to, everyone kind of pointing down. Normally, I feel like if you're trying to kind of get something off your trail a bit, you try to like get something to get its attention, like somewhere else. Like you got to kind of creature coming towards you, and you throw a stick in the other direction, or you make a noise in that way and kind of make it follow. But I don't know what to do with this when it's like coming after this thing here, and it's making us glow, and I don't know how to like get its attention somewhere else so they can keep doing what they're doing.
And
What
they are doing, by the way, is you see the two of them get close to the obelisk, and you can see that they are similar to when she kind of pulled something out of her robes. She does kind of the same thing, and so does he. And you can see that they pull out what look like these little small bits of glass or crystal, and they affix it to like the obelisk on each side. And then you can see, like, and these are, again, they're fairly small little patches, and they start kind of drawing little symbols here and there on them. And then in the process, they're also vocalizing some sort of chant. I would say it's a chant that you guys wouldn't be familiar with. It is. It's not that it's like the ancient tongue, but it's probably just like a language from like a different place that you guys are unfamiliar with. But they're going through some sort of vocalization as well. And as they start to do that, you can see the engravings that you were reading, Kick, begin to start to glow. A lot like the blue rocks that you've seen along the way. They're slowly beginning to kind of like pulse with light.
I don't like that. Are you sure you're not making the land fold in on itself or something with that magic?
Do not interrupt. We're not going to fold the land in on us. It would kill us just as it would kill you. Why would we do such a thing?
Are you trying to take its power away so it's not pulling this creature in anymore?
This requires careful concentration. If we utter the wrong power word, we could bring the entire cavern down above of us. We must concentrate, please.
Okay, we'll leave you be.
So like they're just, one of them's on one side, one of them's the other, and just kind of waiting. And you see they're just going around and like writing, again, like reaching in and getting their spit to do it, not using the water, but literally their saliva and writing on these various pieces of crystal that seem to almost like magnetize in a way. They just kind of right up against the surface of the obelisk. And all the while, Morgan, you continue to feel that current in the ground, in the water beneath you.
Is there anything that I can do to try to get it to move away? Like, is there like...
You tell me.
I'd like to... Like, I'm a fisherwoman, so I feel like I might... Like, my character might know better than I of, like, something that I could do to try to irritate it to see if I can get it to kind of give some space. Which could be...
Yeah. You're trying to like you weren't able to recognize the creature, like, but you would know how to irritate other creatures, I guess. I don't know. What are you trying to accomplish? Just walk me through what you want to do.
Just trying to see if I can get it to like swim in a different direction or like look at something else somewhere else, just to try to give us a little bit more of a clear space, because at some point they will finish what they're doing and then we're going to want to leave safely. So I'm kind of trying to see if I can get it to chase after something or, you know, kind of be curious about something different.
What idea do you have to do this? Like, what is it that you want to like? I understand the goal. Yeah. So now, like, what could Morgan try to do? Like, so like, obviously you could try to lure it away with yourself and just be like, hey, splash, splash, follow me. And then we introduce your new character when she comes to you in the morning.
Yep.
So I think in my backpack, if I remember correctly, I still have that large barnacle that I had scraped off of the whale creature.
If you think you still have it, sure.
I'd like to try to like eat that kind of away and see if I can, if it has any interest in that.
Okay. So, you reach into your backpack. I'm trying to suspend my disbelief that you've been carrying around a giant, like, dog-sized barnacle in your backpack. So you reach into your back, and it's probably dead by now because you had it when you went all the way down to the mines, never fed it anything, never took care of it. So it's probably reeking and nasty. But you pull
full
it
circle,
out,
bad smells.
And you have this thing, and you just kind of want to yeet it back the way you came.
Yeah, and see if it chases after it. So I've got that. Yeah. I'm going to give it a shot. I mean, I'm a fisherwoman, so I know how to, like... Yeah. I feel like that should be able to help me with this.
You absolutely can. There is a -3 to this because you're trying to get it... You're trying to... It's not so much scale, but you're trying to shoo it out. It has a status, basically.
like it's mesmerized in here or
level
something.
3.
So yeah,
something like that, right? Like it was already kind of hinted at, like it's somehow attracted to this place, and so that would be working against you. Like
Makes sense.
That would have to be more of interest to it than this thing that it's like feeding off this radiating magical energy.
Okay. So I think I net a -1.
Okay.
Ew, that's a 4.
Okay.
That was a bad roll.
Okay. So what happens, we'll say, is like you go to yeet it down the way you want to, but your injuries, just wading in the water, all these types of things, it doesn't go nearly as far as you want it to. But as it's like kind of hurtling in the air, you just watch erupting up out of it, like breaking through the surface. You see these massive jaws just come up, chomp down on it, and then turn and splash down into the water. And it just sends ripples and waves throughout the entirety of the room. And then you feel it once more underneath the water, kind of like bumping and scraping around you. So you know something is in here. Okay, so Kick, you were by the obelisk. Morgan, you just went to the exit to try to throw this. Lloyd, you were by the walls because you were kind of like looking at some of the scrapes. Snaggletooth, where would we think you are in all of this?
I mean, if in theory these people are doing a ritual to protect our town and they need us to guard him, he's going to be somewhat close to them.
Okay,
like
so
maybe he's like
you
near
and
them.
Kick would be close to them.
He's got some sort of perch he can hold, and like he's got his shovel down in the water, just kind of trying to feel for something brushing past it.
Okay, so you're just looking around and looking around. While you and Kick are near, and you can see like the obelisk is beginning to kind of glow. At the top of the obelisk, like from the different sides, it kind of folds in on itself, almost like the top of like a pyramid or something. And you watch as one of those, one of the sides just seems to like open and dip away, as if whatever it is they're doing is somehow removing the top or opening the top, as if the obelisk itself could like peel open like a banana in some way. But as that happens, Snaggletooth, you feel something just kind of push past you, and like you feel your shovel just kind of get caught up in the wake of it, and you kind of stumble back and you dunk underneath the water for a second. And when you look up, you see these glowing eyes moving through the darkness, coming directly up at you and everyone around this obelisk area. What do you want to do, man?
No. Okay, so it's coming right for me.
It is now because you're near the thing. That's why I asked you first.
That's fair.
Like you're near the thing, and so it's coming right up towards where this obelisk ritual is happening. So what is it you think Snaggletooth is doing? You have the shovel thing there. You can feel it's like moving the shovel around, and now it's coming directly at you. What do you want to do?
So this isn't necessarily like a roll of defense roll. This is I can try to.
Oh no, you get to go first.
Okay.
Like the equivalent is like we're in a scene where it's active, and like you get to go. So, but like there's a threat in the scene effectively.
Okay.
And if it's not addressed, then it'll bite you. So if you don't want to do anything, you just say I do nothing, and then it'll
no, I definitely want to do something.
Okay.
Gosh, dang, this is hard to do. So I know it's coming in at me. I almost want to like turn the shovel sideways to make it as wide as possible, like let it bite down on the shovel and then try to redirect it into something.
Okay. I like it.
So that'd be shovel, maybe country strong. I'm trying to defend the folks who are doing the ritual.
Absolutely. That tracks.
So that's 3.
I thought it was 4, but I could be wrong.
Oh wait. Country strong, shovel, defend the weak. Maybe heart of gold. I've got 3 for sure.
Okay. I will tell you that obviously, like its might is like physical, like it's physical size. So you have a -3 from that.
Okay.
Since you're not trying to stab into it, I don't think its scales are going to come into play. You're just trying to like redirect it. Is effectively all you're doing. So I'm just going to leave it at the -3 from the difference.
So I've got a +3 and a -3, so it's just a straight up roll.
And don't forget, burning of tags is a possibility if you want to like kick your power up higher in situations where dire danger is facing you.
True.
We've done that. That's
then
why
you
I
don't
know.
have those tags. I hate burning tags because then you're just. I know. Yeah.
It depends. It depends on the. It depends on the direness for sure.
It does depend.
Yeah.
But it can create a downward spiral. So I'm basically rolling flat.
Okay.
You got this.
Give it a go.
I have faith.
You rolled well last week.
I'm dead. Here we go. Motherfucker.
As long as it's not snake eyes, right? It's not snake eyes.
It's fucking snake eyes.
Oh
Are you
no!
fucking kidding me?
Oh my.
Oh no!
God damn it.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Okay. So because of snake eyes, I'm gonna deliver two things to you as opposed to just one.
Oh
So
shit.
it's coming at you. You're trying to redirect it with its shovel. It is bigger than you even imagined as its jaws open, and it just takes both you and the shovel into its mouth. So give yourself the tag, seizes in jaws, okay? Or seized in jaws. And then it chomps down on you, and give yourself wound 3 as suddenly blood splurts out as there's now a beaverkin in the jaws of this creature as it lifts up out of the air, and it's got Snaggletooth and splashes back down into the water.
Oh my gosh!
All of you see this. You hear him screaming in pain, and that is the situation. So he is seized in its jaws, and he's got a wound of 3. Who wants to do something?
Yes, definitely. Morgan is. I feel like Morgan and Snaggle are kind of ride and die. So, like, if Snaggle is in danger,
All right, so Morgan
is, yes.
You threw the thing. It chomped at it, splashed back down, swam past you towards the obelisk when something triggered over there, charged in. Snaggletooth got in the way because he's a brave little beaverkin and paid the frickin' price as he just got chomped on and brought up into the sky and then splashed back down into the water. What do you do, Morgan?
Morgan is going to use her. She is going to try to extricate Snaggletooth from the mouth of this thing. So that's where she wants to kind of come over.
Okay.
So I'm going with like kind of tavern brawler as kind of my like strength as I'm trying to like get Snaggle out of this jaws of this thing.
Let's not forget that you guys have some fellowship tags that you could also tap into once per scene. Teammates possibly.
Yeah.
If you think improvisers make sense, maybe that too, or one or the other. So you have those things that you can tap into as well.
I will
remember it burns it, but the fellowship tag is only worth 1 as opposed to but it's still 1. Still power.
Yeah, I would say teammates for sure.
Okay, so count it up because there is going to be some stuff working against you, but count it up.
Teammates, tavern brawler, and drunken master brawling are kind of the 2 that I usually use for physical stuff.
Okay.
I am also though leg bite and scraped.
Okay.
So that would bring me back to 1.
Okay. I'm not going to tap into the might yet because you're literally just trying to pull him out of the mouth. So I'm not going to have the might like its size and physical, but I am going to have its unnatural strength work against you. So that's a -1 from that.
Okay. So it's a straight roll.
Because it has a very strong jaw.
For sure.
Like, a Snaggletooth can testify if he survives.
Oh no.
How'd you do?
I rolled a 6.
Okay. Total?
Yeah. It was a straight roll.
Okay.
Because of everything.
Should have burned some tags. Just saying. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do then. You were specifically trying to pull him out. I think it would make sense if instead of that happening, the creature just dips down into the water even further and is now effectively taking Snaggletooth down into the dark water. Go ahead and give yourself drowning 1, Snaggletooth, as you are slowly being driven down into the water itself.
At that,
you see this happening.
Yeah, Kick would drop the lantern. She's got a short sword in the other hand, and she's going to dive down after Snaggletooth and this creature. And she is going to try to like wrench him out and maybe like leverage the short sword between the teeth to like just cut it enough to pull him out.
just kind of try to pry, almost like a pry bar with it. Okay, I like it. Put together the pool.
Strong as an ox. Smash it loudly.
Okay.
Hardy.
Okay.
Short sword, obviously, for using that tool. Yeah, and then I guess I have battered and burned 2. Oh, I also have twins Snaggletooth.
That's right. I remember that. Okay, yeah. Okay, so so you're at 5 positive, and then you've got your negative status.
-2, yeah.
And then -1 for unnatural strength.
So
that puts you down to
okay,
+2?
So that is a total of 2, yes.
Yeah. All right, give it a rip.
Skip that. 10 with 2 strong power.
Heck yeah.
Okay. So you could I would say I was just making this a quick outcome just to see if you free him, so we're not going to worry about spending power. In this case, you're just going to do exactly what you wanted to do. You jab the actual sword in. Maybe you clip part of the gum. You squeeze, and that causes the mouth to shift just enough, and you yank him out just enough. And Snaggletooth, you are free. You can go ahead and remove that seized in jaws tag. And you are still deep beneath the water at this point. You're probably about 10 to 15 feet down into the dark water. The lantern is falling in that water, strangely enough, still giving you a little bit of light because I think you have it intact. And this thing disappears for a second, but then as it moves around in the dark water, you can see your lantern reflecting off of its scales and its eyes, and it is enormous. Okay, so the two of you are down in the water. Morgan, you're up on the surface. Lloyd, you just saw Snaggletooth get lifted up and smashed down. You saw Kick disappear below the water as well. The water around is getting very choppy, and you can see there's thrashing about. The two acolytes are continuing. They're trying to continue with the ritual, and you can see that something's happening with the obelisk itself. What do you think Lloyd would be doing in all of this? Swimming away, or
is it possible to climb the walls? Is it loose?
Yeah,
brick,
I think so.
Things like that. I'll start climbing up.
Yeah, put your fingers into some of the seams between the stone. I think you could do that. Sure.
Yeah, and I'll see into the water if I can see anything at all that's happening.
Okay, so I'll say, since you're not doing this while actively being attacked, I'll say no roll. You could just kind of get up a bit, and you're maybe 5 feet out of the water, clinging to the walls itself, and you look down and you can see that lantern slowly sinking, and it's giving light, and you see this orange light. You see the scales, this giant creature. Its tail is almost two times as long as its body, and you see that thing is just circling around as if it's coming back for another pass at where Snaggletooth and Kick, who you think are Snaggletooth and Kick, it's just sort of shadows now, probably swimming up. So you can kind of see a little bit, Lloyd.
And then, if possible, maybe loose bricks I can just throw into the water. Maybe they might hit it.
Okay, yeah, you just kind of try to grab some of the pull some chunks out of the wall and throw it down. Okay, put together a pool. This one you have to actually roll for.
Okay. This is a well-equipped workshop.
I'm sorry, what?
It's well-equipped workshop.
This is
right?
a well-equipped.
It's got the bricks I'm throwing.
Oh.
I don't think it's a well-equipped workshop.
Okay.
I would love to hear the justification.
Oh my goodness!
It's because it's my resourcefulness. I'm using the things in the room. Otherwise, it's learning environment.
What else you got?
To know its location is where I'm aiming for.
Learning environment, I'll take. Yeah. Yep.
Acrobatic
I think the
agility.
idea of climbing up makes sense.
Okay, I'll use the acrobatic agility as well for aim.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just roll those two.
Okay. All right, there is going to be a -1 working against you because you're trying to throw something blunt at it, and it has thick scales. So say you're not trying to wrestle it or redirect it. So that's where I'm putting a lot of the might stuff. When you try to physically move it, and That's where like I think the might's coming in. It's
First
just so
good
damn
roll.
big that
Here we
that's
go,
just not really
11.
possible. Okay, I'm gonna throw this out to you because this is gonna be tracked. You can optionally take a consequence to get an extra bit of power if you wanted to spend it, but it would be a consequence. It's just a question if you want to take that consequence to gain basically +1 power to spend. So you would be spending 2 power as opposed to the 1 that you would be spending right now.
Okay, I'll take the consequence.
Okay. All right. Okay, so this is what happens. You reach up, you grab like a bit of rock, and as you pull a brick out and you go to toss it, and it goes raining down, and you pull another one and another one and another one. When you reach back, something kind of explodes from out of the wall, and like there's this kind of orange dust that just wafts up into your face, kind of getting into your eyes, and you start to feel like your skin, your very face, like just starts to kind of harden, like someone just put like a wax mask. You're a Candlemaker, you kind of know what that sort of feels like. You just feel this like strange coat of something come over top of you, as if your very facial expressions are suddenly incapable of like you can't raise your eyebrows. So give yourself facial paralysis.
Oh my gosh.
But I'll say that you can hold on, but you have these 2 power. What do you want to do with them? You can create a tag. You can give it a status. What do you want to do with that 2 power?
Let's drop a status on the creature.
All right. What are you thinking?
Something along like it's stunned or it's distracted.
Okay. I'll give it distracted. All right. We'll go distracted. You want to just dump them both? Say distracted 2?
Yeah, let's do 2.
Okay.
Nice.
So you are just like in this process of like raining down rock, pulling bricks out of the wall, but you triggered some kind of mechanism, but you're still reaching and grabbing, but your face is like frozen for some reason. Okay. And that was a full success, so no consequences, but this thing is still moving about. Snaggletooth, I'm going to throw it back to you because you're free now. The pain is coursing through your body. You're trying to breathe. Kick just saved you. What do you want to do, Snaggletooth?
You're muted, Jeremy.
You're muted there, Jeremy.
Unmute myself. Sorry.
Yep.
Anytime I hop into Foundry to click my stuff, I mute myself because it goes wonky.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, because running away just isn't really viable. I think it's just time to call back to what did actually work before. The shovel didn't work, so clearly what does work is biting this thing's asshole.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
As I just otherwise it's gonna eat other folks up too. It's not like there's a runaway sort of thing here.
Am I assuming is it fair to assume that you get back up to the surface to get air first and then dive back down? Okay, then go ahead and drop your drowning.
Okay.
If that's the case.
I'll click that later so I don't freeze up.
Okay. And then you see it swirling about, and it's kind of thrashing now in the water too as stuff starts raining down from above. And you can see it seems to be kind of dodging these chunks of brick that are falling. One of them like gets it like right in the eye. And it's still kind of thrashing about. So it is a little distracted. So you could just kind of throw yourself onto its back once more if that's what you want to try to do.
I think that is the hope. I know,
okay, buddy.
It's a bad idea, but it's better. But if
it's a fun idea.
It's a fun idea. Because the idea is he wants to keep it from hurting somebody else. So he wants to help those in need, defend the weak. He's got a heart of gold.
Yeah, and we're kind of keeping this thing busy while they finish the ritual because, like, it seems like they're finishing the ritual. We're kind of keeping this thing busy, and then we can all try to.
He's gonna go all in. It's a stupid idea, but he's gonna try and trip all his heart of gold tags. He is also country strong and good at holds and grapples, so he's actually really good at jumping on this thing. And then for the last one, fearsome bite, and I will burn fearsome bite. He's just gonna.
Okay.
I was just gonna ask that.
Go all out because you got the wound against you.
So I've got a wound of 3 and
its
another
might against you.
So I end up with just a +2. because I have a
Okay.
+8, -6, right?
Yeah, -6. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I've got a total
You
of
got
+2.
this.
Was there anything in the teamwork in the fellowship one that you wanted to tap into, or anything in your?
Improvisers?
I'm fine with it. I don't care. Again, it's just like it's a one-use thing, so
Push
again, then it
limits.
kind of refreshes later. Push the limits would be really good. For
Oh yeah,
this,
maybe push
I
it
think
to
that
the
makes
limit.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I gave it
That
2
makes sense.
+3.
There you go.
There we go. Fuck you.
Okay. Oh my no.
The dice are telling you we're helping the bad guys instead. And by which I mean
Last week.
What did you roll?
You rolled so
I rolled
well.
a 1 and 2. At least it's not Snake Eyes, but I rolled a 1 and a 2, so it gets me a 6, so it's nothing. Oh, I burned a tag for
Oh,
nothing.
no.
Ah, great.
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
So, actually, we didn't take into account it's distracted.
Oh.
So it's +2.
Oh.
That distracted would actually have benefited you.
Oh, so that gets me up
So
to an
give
8.
yourself +2 to that.
Yes.
So you have an 8. Okay. So
Hey.
you are on its back.
Oh,
and you
God.
bite
Oh,
into it.
God. Oh, shit.
Okay. All right. So you had a total of 4 power. Is that right?
It would have gotten to a
Okay.
5, because I had 3.
Okay.
With
You had
push it
3
to the
and then
limit.
with the
Yeah.
Got me to a 3,
okay,
so
and
5.
then with the distracted. Okay, so you've got 5 power to spend. Man, there's a lot of tags in this one. What do you want to do with 5 power? This is gonna be tracked.
I think something we've done previously, whenever he did use his powerful bite, was he just like ripped off a chunk of armor off that undead thing. I think it'd be fun if he just like peeled back a swath of its armor.
Okay.
So is it trying to scratch their tag of?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
You can spend 2. Spend 2 power to scratch its thick scales tag.
Yeah. Because he just
So now
gets
that will
his
come into
teeth
play.
underneath something
Yeah.
big, and he just pulls back a big chunk of it to expose something.
And it's just like peels, like this. The
You
back of it
loved
just
it.
this long peel. Yeah.
I expressed
And you
its
just see
anal
this, like,
gland.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh goodness!
Right
You still have
back
3
here.
power to spend too. What do you want to do with the other 3?
I
Can give it
kinda
a 3-level status if you want.
Yeah, I do actually want to try and I'm legitimately trying to hurt it. I think the first thing is to like remove some of the scales, but then actually like after that
Wounded.
dig in.
Okay, so you want to do, so you want to spend the rest to just create a wound, right? Like just to create like a bite into it. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, got it.
Like a wounded 3?
So the first bite, you rip like the scales off, and then you go in for a second bite, and this time it's into the flesh, the unprotected flesh of it, and it absolutely reacts. You feel it just suddenly rear up, and it doesn't make a sound, but it certainly seems to feel that pain. And I'm gonna say the consequence for you, because you didn't roll a total success, is that you're gonna get thrown across the room. So I'm just gonna sort of like say like this is just gonna throw you to the other side of the room. You splash down into the water, and you're no longer on its back. So you'd have to
Make
effectively
another-
do something
yeah.
to get back on its back again. Yeah, but nonetheless, that was an amazing roll. And this thing now is bleeding into the water. Anyone who's still near the obelisk, Morgan, I think you were still floating in the water. You hear a and you look over and you can see the second of the 3 little panels at the very top of the obelisk as kind of like dissipated, and the third one is now going. Morgan, I'm going to toss it to you as Lloyd is raining these things down. Snaggletooth just gets thrown across the water. There's blood now in the water from this creature. The 2 acolytes are doing something. Kick has not yet resurfaced from the water. What do you want to do?
She sees that there is, the proverbial blood in the water, and so she's got her tavern brawler, drunken master brawling, and so she's just gonna try to like take advantage of this wound and just try to do further damage.
Okay.
Get that gland.
Okay. Put together your pool.
So I'm gonna say fisherwoman, because it should help me kind of know where I'm kind of targeting, and tavern brawler and drunken master brawling. So that's 3.
Okay. Because you're doing brawling and you're not really using a weapon, I do think its might's going to come into play. Because I can make sense. I can like justify in my head like piercing weapons maybe not necessarily happening because it's more about precision. But since you're just like going in there and brawl it and like wrestle it and stuff like that, I do think its might will come into play. So it will have a -3 on this.
I'm gonna burn Drunken Master Brawling.
Okay. All right.
So that should be starting with a 5. Then I have my level 2 leg bite scraped.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings me down to 3. And then its might is coming into effect?
Yeah.
Okay. And how much was that?
Yeah. 3. Yeah, when it's the different, like it's like what scale was in Other Scape, sort of. Like when it's scaled,
and does
everything than you guys.
Its wounded come into play at all?
It in fact does. So it will actually. It's going to take the worst because you always take the worst status. In this case, the most beneficial status. It's a +3 basically because he did 3 to it. So its might and its wound status are going to wash. So like those, you have a +3 and a -3 there. So those are going to wash out.
Okay, so then I will end up with a +3 then.
All right, give it a go.
All right, teamwork. 10.
10. Okay,
Ooh,
you have 3
nice.
power to spend. No consequence coming at you. What do you want to do with this 3 power?
Can I dump it all towards the wounded and advancing wounded?
Absolutely, you can. Yeah,
I am taking that like chunk that Snaggletooth bit into, and it kind of makes a nice divot that she is just like punching down into.
You punch and you come up and you feel your arm just sink into its body, and it like coils and rips around, and it is very much shaped like a crocodile-like creature. So it doesn't have these long arms, and it can't quite kind of get to you. And you're just like reach here and you just yank on something and you pull out some kind of organ in your hands. Like you have this chunk of an organ and it rears back, and now you hear it. Now you hear it actually expunge some kind of sound, a roar, but like a roar of pain. And then it splashes back down into the water, and you see it tries to sink down in and start swimming and kick. It's starting to come at you for a moment. But then right when it gets right next to you, it just goes limp and it just floats and comes back up to the surface. As you have killed it, in fact, you have reached the kill limit of this thing. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
And so she just kind of like comes back up and is like, Snaggle, you got it started, and I just went right in and just we've got it. Is everyone okay?
Ooh.
I'm
just gonna take a nap.
I'll get you. I'll get you off to the side.
Bloody water.
Yeah, you literally probably saved Snaggletooth's life, I think, by going and getting him, because he was going down, he was wounded.
And now he's stuck in the
bad
jaws
things that are about to
too.
happen to him. Yeah, it was so bad. You come back up to the water kick. You look around. You see Lloyd is like clinging to like the walls, like some kind of strange monkey throwing things down. But his face is kind of covered in this kind of shiny orange like mask of some kind. It's like you can't even see like his actual face. It's just something's coated over top of him. You see Snaggletooth splashing around in the water on the other side of the chamber. You see Morgan, her arm just covered in guts, and this giant creature now floating dead in the water. And then you hear a and you look over at the obelisk, and you can see like now that that top part has sort of faded in, the sides of the obelisk begin to fall down. And you see hovering in this sort of glowing aura, some kind of elongated crystalline structure, like some kind of substance just floating. And you can see Nesta reaching up to it with her hands, with a giant smile on her face. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to stop there. We'll pick up on that next time You guys crushed. You guys killed that giant crocodile. You guys killed the crocodile from Lake Placid.
That
That was a good teamwork. Like, everybody had a big
You guys
thing.
crushed it. Yeah. Everyone did great. Yeah. That was awesome.
That was so
I
concerning.
really thought I was going to die. It was like,
You
oh,
were really
crap.
in trouble, man.
You
Oh,
rolled
okay.
snake
Really in
eyes.
trouble.
I was like,
She didn't get you
oh,
out.
shit.
I
You were
rolled
in
snake
so much
eyes and then I
trouble.
rolled a 3 right after it. I just,
Oh my god, the distract was so huge too.
Yeah.
You would have failed. Like,
yeah,
you would
without
have
that
failed it,
distract, that was going to be bad.
and then you wouldn't have been able to scratch out thick scales, and then which meant Morgan wouldn't have gotten a 10. You know, there's lots of little things that happen. Kind
Everything
of
chained together. Lloyd's hanging
That was
out,
great.
hanging on a wall.
just like a monkey. Just throwing stuff down.
Totally helped. Totally helped.
It was awesome. That was great. You guys crushed that. All right. So
Wow.
we'll pick up on that next week. Look at you guys. Let's go ahead and do a couple closing plugs, and we're going to get in on out of here. Stream wise, what do we got next? Saturday, I think, is our next stream. And so you should come back and watch us play through some Call of Cthulhu. We kind of had, what are those things called? A plane crash at the end last session. So we'll see if anyone survived. And Monday, I think we're doing some more We're in Danger, where we're doing our Victorian Regency era horror romp. And then, Kipster, what are we doing on Tuesday?
Hardwired Island, where our cyberpunk millennials are also working towards rescuing a bunch of endangered species, let's say.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Because robots are cool. That's
Be
pretty
heart
much
robots.
the guiding light
Yep.
of my character. Okay, fantastic. I think that's it for us then. Check out the Discord and hop in, say hi, and come back in a couple days and watch us play some more. We're gonna go ahead and raid somebody. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see y'all later.
See ya.
Bye bye.
Yeah, well.